Okay, hello everyone. I hope that you're all having a good day. Let me introduce myself. My name is Dorcas Aditya Anjana, and today we will learn about noun clause and adjective clause. I know that some of you may be already familiar with noun clause and also adjective clause, right? But today we will learn together again and we will enhance our knowledge about noun clause and adjective clause. So here we will see for subtopics. The first one is the meaning of noun clause and then also the use of it. And then we will also learn about the meaning of adjective clause and also the use of adjective clause. Okay, now let's move to the first topic, the meaning of a noun clause. So actually, what is noun clause? Noun clause is actually a dependent clause that can be used as a noun. And what is meaning of dependent clause? Dependent clause is a clause that cannot stand alone as a sentence, even though it has subject and verb. So in a simple way, it will be like the half part of a full sentence. And also, where can we use the noun clause in the sentence? Here, noun clause can be used to replace noun as subject, object, subject complement, or apposite. Now, for the example of noun clause, as you can see in the video, I have written a sentence, I like with what I see. The noun clause here is starting from what I see. And the function of this noun clause is to replace the object because the position is behind of the sentence. This noun clause is connected with preposition with. So usually when you found a noun clause, it usually connected using a preposition. Now we will continue. As I mentioned before, the noun clause can be used to replace 5 components of a sentence. It can replace the position of subject, object, and then subject complement, object complement, and also opposite. Now we will break them down one by one, starting from noun clause as subject. For noun clause as a subject, usually this noun clause placed in front of the sentence or the subject of the sentence. As you can see in the example, I have put a sentence, what the president said is not true and real. As you can see here in the sentence, the subject is being replaced by a noun clause, what the president said. This whole noun clause is actually the subject of the sentence, followed by a predicator is, and then the adjective, not true and real. Okay, next we will move to the second function of the noun clause. Here we see the noun clause as subject complement. So this noun clause is actually used to modify, describe, or complete the grammatical subject of clause. So it's basically to give some additional description or additional information about the subject of the clause. You can see in the example, the problem is that you never do the exercise. The noun clause is that you never do the exercise. The position of this noun clause is actually to explain about problem. For the third function, here the noun clause can be used also to replace the object of the sentence, and it's usually placed behind the sentence itself. In the example, you can see that I have put a sentence, I can understand what the teacher explained. The noun clause here is to replace the object, what can I understand, and I can understand what the teacher explained. So the noun clause is what the teacher explained. And the fourth function of the noun clause is to modify, describe, or complete the grammatical object of the clause. So it's basically the same with subject complement, but here in the object complement, the function of the noun clause is to give additional description or explanation about the object of the sentence. As you can see in the example, I have written, the judges announced the winner, whoever brought best picture. Here in the sentence, the judges is subject, announced is the verb, and the winner is the object. Now the noun clause is starting from whoever until best picture, and the function of this noun clause is to give additional description or explanation about the object of the sentence, which is the winner. And the fifth function of the noun clause, or the last function of the noun clause, is noun clause can be used as an apposite. Here the function of the noun clause is actually to give description or additional information to noun phrase before them. It almost the same with subject complement and object complement, but the difference here that it is not the subject or the object who get additional description or information, but the noun phrase who get the additional description or additional information. You can see in the example that I have written that problem. This is the noun phrase. that storm knocked out power, this is the opposite. To explain about the problem is affecting entire town. So if you want to use noun clause as an opposite, it usually placed in the middle of the sentence to explain or give additional information about the noun phrase before the noun clause itself. Okay, after we learn about noun clause, it is time that we move to the meaning and also the use of adjective clause. Yeah, basically adjective clause used to become the adjective of a sentence. So what is the meaning of adjective clause? Adjective clause is a dependent clause that contains a subject and a verb, and it also acts as an adjective in the sentence. And for your information, this adjective clause also cannot stand alone, even though contains subject and a verb. So it's basically the same with noun clause, but the function is to become the adjective of the sentence. You can see in the example that hamburger, which most people like, is not very healthy. Here the adjective clause is which most people like. So this clause is explaining about the hamburger. The adjective clause which most people like is explaining the food that most people like, which is hamburger. Now that you have to pay attention about the adjective clause, adjective clauses usually begin with a relative pronoun to connect clauses with the word they describe. The relative pronouns are that, where, when, who, whom, whose, which, and also why. So you may see in the previous slide or the previous example that I already showed to you, if I'm not mistaken, that I write hamburger, which most people like, that I use relative pronoun which to connect between hamburger and the most people like. Here in the example, the first example that I will give to you is chocolate, which many people adore, is fattening. The clause which many people adore is actually explaining or become the adjective of the subject of the sentence, which is chocolate. Here I put the word which in italic to show you the relative pronoun. The word which is used to connect between chocolate and many people adore. And here the clause many people adore become the adjective of the chocolate. And for the next example, people who are smart follow the rules. The word who here is used to connect between people and are smart. And the clause who are smart becomes the adjective of the people. So the clause who are smart is explaining about the subject of the sentence, which is people. I think that's all for our lesson today about noun clause and adjective clause, and I will see you again in the next video. If you have any questions or you want to add some more information, you can just put it in the comment section, and then we will discuss it together in the comment section. Alright, I'll see you in the next video.